Hi, welcome to training videos for the Committee on Ministry of the Penn Central Conference. My name is Reverend Nora Foust, and I'm the staff resource person, the Associate Conference Minister that works with all of our committees on ministry. Been doing a lot of little short videos about the work and ministry of our committees on ministry, little snippets of training. This particular video is a good first video if you're brand new on committees on ministry, or if you just want to see the depth and breadth of the work that we're called to as waymakers for authorized ministry in the United Church of Christ. Let's take a look at the ways in which our ministry is indeed a fourfold ministry of waymaking. We do a lot of discernment work on committees on ministry. This is more than just work that we do with members in discernment who are exploring calls to authorized ministry. This is work that we do with our already ordained clergy who are seeking continuing education opportunities or who are doing some vocational discernment. This is work that we do through situational support with congregations. This is work that we do also with congregations as they think about the next phase of life for their church. Our work is more than just with the people of ministry that are authorized. Our work is also with our congregations. And it's important to remember that it is both the authorized ministers and the authorized ministry of congregations that is authorized through our covenant that we share. Authorization is the granting of standing, the movement toward ordination, standing for individuals as well as standing for churches. We have a ministry that is about nurture and support of these ministers and ministries, and accountability. Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes people make poor choices and behave badly, and we do need a system of accountability within our ministry. And the Committee on Ministry bears that responsibility. I do think about this ministry, and I encourage you to think about this ministry as one of waymaking rather than gatekeeping. For a number of years, this has really been approached as disciplinarian and gatekeeping. And while there are aspects of that to our work, I even think of having to close gates sometimes as making a way down a different path. Right. So I really, as the optimist that I am, as the equipper that I am, the teacher that I am, I think of this ministry that you are called to on the Committee on Ministry as one of waymaking. Through your election to a Committee on Ministry, your association grants you the authority to do this work on their behalf. Our committee is only as strong as our teeth. We have to do the work that we're called to do, and we do have to exercise our authority when the time is right for discipline or for gatekeeping. But again, I ask you to lean into the waymaking aspect of our work. We are called to nurture and discernment with churches and congregations through ongoing contacts with leadership. Sometimes consistory chairs have no idea about the wider church, their connections to associations. They might know about the conference, but sometimes the association is elusive, or they might know about the association and not much about the conference, where they know a lot about the national setting voice, but not much about the more local or regional voices. So I encourage committees on ministry to have some form of ongoing contacts with the congregational leadership beyond the pastor's office. This can be done through an annual mailing, just where you, in the early part of the calendar year, when new leadership is elected in a church, and just say, hi, my name's so-and-so, and I'm the Committee on Ministry liaison for your congregation. I just want to let you know that we're here for you, and here's some of the things that our committee is responsible for across the life of the association. Our nurture and discernment work is also done through exit interviews when a clergy person announces that they're going to another church, or they're retiring, or there's a mutual separation or a less than mutual separation. We need to establish the practice of exit interviews and do those well so that congregations know that there is connections and networks for them, nurture and support beyond their own local leadership. We also do installations for the association. These are often scheduled in collaboration with executive committees, coordinating councils, and things of that sort. They are typically at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but these are services of the association. And there is standard liturgy for that that's included in the Book of Worship that includes representation from the association and the Committee on Ministry. We also have a ministry of nurture and discernment with new and affiliating churches. There's a pretty straightforward process for how we go about this with affiliating churches. New churches are a little bit of a different beast, but if you have these in your association, recognize that this is also part of the hopeful call of waymaking and nurture and discernment. We have nurture and accountability with clergy through annual information reviews. Some feel like this is really a whole lot of work to put their same address and their same telephone number, and that's all fine and good. But then we also ask them how their ministry is going. What was life-giving? What was hard in the last year? We do this kind of ministry through vocational support. Depending on the size of your association, you may have annual meetings, or a couple folks from a committee on ministry might do annual meetings with all clergy for whom they hold standing, or they may do this on a multi-year rotational basis. We do situational support when any member of our covenant has a situation that just needs some outside eyes to take a look. We offer situational support from the Committee on Ministry. We do fitness reviews. This is when a clergy person is accused of doing some behavior that is beyond the scope of our code of conduct. We may be invited to do a fitness review. Here in Penn Central, we have a unified fitness review committee that will take care of that, but it does start by a vote of the local association to move it forward. Boundary training is our continuing education requirement here in Penn Central, and folks need 6 hours every 3 years. This is monitored and reminded by the Committee on Ministry. We do 3- and 4-way covenants. We have exempt covenants, other types of covenants, leave of absence covenants that we establish with our with those with standing, as well as our members in discernment. So we want to live into those and really work to get those established. There are sample documents on our Committee on Ministry Google Drive, and we really want to have a covenant in place for all of our ministers with standing. And standing is the last thing on our list of nurture and accountability for clergy. And standing is the recognition of their authorization. And this is held by the association where they are the member of a local church. We have ministries of discernment and authorization, and these include things like lay ministerial standing, continuing license covenants. We are not in Penn Central issuing new licenses per the 2018 version of the Manual on Ministry, but we are using lay ministerial standing, which is a limited supervised form of authorized ministry and it has sort of taken the place of licensed covenants. We have dual standing, which has its own video, privilege of call, which has its own video. Ordained ministerial partner standing is for those authorized in the United Church of Canada, as well as our partner, ecumenical partners, Disciples of Christ, and Christian Church. We have ministerial transfers, which has its own video, as well as the work that we do with members in discernment. This is the fourfold ministry of committees on ministry. This is our called ministry of waymaking in the United Church of Christ. If you have questions, look through the other videos. This is a quick overview, kind of table of contents of the work and ministry that we have. But feel free to reach out to me here at the conference or check in with your Committee on Ministry chair if you have questions. Thank you. Take care.